What's up, YouTube fragrance family? Tommy with Studio Sense here. Welcome to another video talking about something very local to you, hopefully. Not something that's going to be super distant for you to travel to, and that is the strip mall, the rack store, and in specific, TJ-Maxx. TJ-Maxx is very well known for having clothing that's discounted as a result of having an extra stitch or something that's flawed about it. But their fragrances, there's literally nothing wrong with their fragrances. You might buy one outside of the box or something without the cellophane on it, but typically it's just like what you would buy at any fragrance counter. And so sometimes you can find some really good deals. So when we return, I'm going to show you 7 fragrances that you can get at TJ-Maxx and Kohl's or Ross Dress for Less, or whatever your Burlington, whatever your local discount fragrance store is called. That and more is coming your way, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So all of us at some point have been in a super hurry, whether we've had to travel outside of the country, travel outside of our state, whether it's for a family issue or hopefully not a medical emergency or something like that, but something maybe work related. Maybe you're trying to close the deal with that new client. You've got to go there to meet them, shake their hand and do it face to face. Or whatever the case may be, you may not have time to go through your fragrance collection and select what's going to be best for the situation. Sometimes you got to go directly where you're at to the rack store and grab something that's discounted, or grab something in a hurry, and you've got a budget to work with. So you want to grab something that is going to be appropriate for the situation and yet not smell like aftershave, or smell like something cheap. So I've got 7 fragrances for you today from the store TJ-Maxx, which is a discounted rack store, as they're called, for clothing and fragrance and other associated items. But primarily we're looking at the fragrance counter for guys. Now, after the pandemic, fragrances were very much picked over, as you can attest. Many people posted pictures in forums, but they're starting to fill back up. Yesterday, I went to TJ-Maxx and picked out all of these fragrances. Some of these fragrances are going to vary. You may not find the specific one that I'm talking about, but you may find a flanker in the line of fragrances that I'm talking about. Those are going to be fine. They'll work just as well as these, but I've picked these out specifically because of just how good they are, how solid they are. So let's go ahead and dive into our list and look at our very first rack store fragrance from TJ-Maxx. Now, the first fragrance is a Mont Blanc fragrance, and it came out, I think, in 2014. It is Mont Blanc Emblem Intense. The very shiny silver bullet is what it looks like, but it's got that Mont Blanc symbol or logo on the very top of the lid. This is a very nice, professional, office-friendly, woody-oriented fragrance. It's not as good as its superior brother, but you're probably not going to find Emblem Absolute in a rack store anytime soon. But this is a really nice pickup for the money. So you can get this at TJ-Maxx right now, and it runs $31.99, $32. Now, of course, you can get all of these fragrances a little bit cheaper online, $5 to $10 cheaper. I'll leave the link below if you're interested in purchasing them online. However, what we're talking about is grabbing something in a situation where you don't have the luxury of having something shipped directly to you. The sillage for Emblem Intense is moderate. The performance is around average. You got violet leaf, pomerose, tonka, suede, nutmeg. It's a nice woody. There's some precious woods in here that gives it a nice woody backbone. It's just a nice, again, office-friendly, professional fragrance for the money. Mont Blanc Emblem Intense. Our next rack store or TJ-Maxx discounted fragrance is one that kind of surprised me how much I actually like this, because I don't really like too many in the Curve line of fragrances. Curve is, of course, by Liz Claiborne. This particular Curve has been discontinued for a while, so I was really happy to find this. It is Curve Wave. Curve Wave is a really nice aquatic fragrance. This has aniseed, it's got mint, it's got lemon, and liquid oxygen, they call it. So it's a very interesting, we'll just call it ozone. Sounds like ozone, maybe molecules of a particular aroma chemical that come across that way. Whatever the case may be, that mint and lemon open is extremely refreshing. As soon as I sprayed this on, my wife was like, it smells like mint from the garden, like a fresh mint. And it really does. It's a nice, quick grab for an aquatic fragrance, and a good quality one at that. Projection is really good. The performance, again, is about average for this one. It is $14.99 at most rack stores. And of course, if you've seen the Curve 10s, there's the TJ-Maxx price, $14.99. A really good deal, especially for a discontinued fragrance. They've probably found a bunch of them, and that's why they're in the rack store. That's a nice aquatic if you're interested in having an aquatic fresh fragrance. Our next fresh fragrance that you can get at rack stores right now is an Abercrombie & Fitch fragrance, and one of my favorite from this particular line. It is Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Extreme. It's in the unusual silver. It's got kind of a pinkish tinge to the silver, but the bottle looks like waves. It's supposed to emulate the waves on the ocean. Now this is a 3.4 fluid ounce bottle, and you can actually get this for right around 20 bucks. I've seen them for $24.99. I was very lucky to get this one for $19.99. If you don't see First Instinct Extreme, you'll often see First Instinct or First Instinct Blue or First Instinct Together. All of those are good. Blue's not so good. The original is decent. First Instinct Together is more of a youthful, kind of fruity, similar to Y Eau de Toilette from Yves Saint Laurent, but this one is a nice musky but very fresh, youthful orientation. Primary focus in this is something called Kawano, which is a melon, so it's got kind of a light melon fruity overtone to it. But then because it is an extreme or an eau de parfum concentration, the base got that nice heavy weight to it, and it lasts for a good 8 to 10 hours on my skin. So if you can grab this one up at a rack store, you're doing really good for yourself. Has gin tonic and that Kawano in the open, Szechuan pepper in the heart, suede and amber in the base. It's a great quality fragrance. Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Extreme. Another great pickup sitting at your rack stores right now, especially at TJ-Maxx, is one from Calvin Klein. It is Eternity Air. Eternity Air is going to be about $24.99. It'll be coming in a box like this, a 3.4 ounce or 100 ml bottle. Now this is categorized as a fresh aquatic fragrance, but really it's got ozone in it, which talked about ozone being like that fresh, crisp, clean air smell, like after lightning strikes or during a lightning storm, the air becomes a lot more like electrical smelling, or fresh or clean. Those two adjectives are used quite a bit, kind of like a breath of fresh air. It smells to me a little bit like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever, though it doesn't have that supremely grapefruit smell. It's kind of like if you cut that into thirds, this would be a third of that in terms of intensity, because it does open with mandarin orange. It's got juniper berry and those ozonic notes. So again, very clean, refreshing, very sharp. Got lavender, green apple, and violet leaf in the heart, resting on a base of patchouli, Irish moss, and ambergris or ambroxan. So really nice, modern, freshy, aquatic or ozonic fragrance. Great pickup, decent grab. TJ-Maxx, Ross, Kohl's, wherever you see it, this one you can rely on for a nice, solid fragrance. Now our next one that you can find sitting right now on the shelves of your discounted fragrance rack store, TJ-Maxx in particular, and this isn't going to be any surprise because we're stepping back in time into the 1990s. I think 1994 was when this was originally launched and offered by Tommy Hilfiger, of course, the self-titled Tommy. Now this is the very small bottle, but you can get them in the huge size, the 6.7 ounce, but this one is small, so keeping it real, keeping it light. This one is a very quick, very inexpensive grab. This was $9.99. 10 bucks, you can grab up Tommy. This one has everything: lavender, amber, green apple, spearmint, bergamot, grapefruit, cinnamon, something called cotton flower, and even cranberry. It's almost like nostalgia in a bottle when you smell it. It has been a while since I've worn this. Yeah, so nice, very fresh. To me, this is the blue jeans t-shirt kind of casual fragrance. But if you're, depending upon who you're talking to, again, if it's a business meeting and it's a casual meeting between you and your client, this might be a great nostalgic grab, and they might recognize the smell of it, which would be a bonus for you. Our next rack store cheapie sitting on the shelves of TJ-Maxx and other rack stores right now is from Calvin Klein, and it looks like a message in a bottle. It is CKN2U. Now this was designed after those buoys that you see out in the sea. So that's kind of what it looks like, but the fragrance itself is very interesting. There were 3 different perfumers, including Loc Dong, who worked on many of Issey Miyake's. So if you're an Issey Miyake fan, you'll probably enjoy this fragrance. It also kind of reminds me of the spicy peculiarity in Kenzo fragrances. So maybe there's like an Asiatic influence in this, because it's very, very spicy, very nice, very fresh, very masculine. It's got tangelo, pomelo leaf, and gin fizz in the open. It's got cocoa, pimento, and shiso leaf in the heart, and that's why it reminds me of Kenzo. Kenzo fragrances, or a lot of them anyway, have used that shiso in the fragrance to spice them up. Musk, vetiver, and white cedar is the base it's resting on. Really enjoy this one. This is extremely inexpensive. You can get it anywhere from 15 bucks to 20. I got this one for $14.99. It's kind of one of those underutilized or underrated gems. CK Into You by Calvin Klein. Last of our 7 inexpensive cheapies sitting on rack store shelves right now is many men's first foray into their fragrance journey. It is by Davidoff. It is a Cool Water Flanker, Cool Water Intense, the Eau de Parfum. Many people consider this the best Cool Water Flanker, the best version, or at least one of the best versions of the Cool Water DNA, besides Cool Water Parfum, which in my estimation is the best, but it really is a fantastic version of Cool Water. And this one is going to be one that's going to last you a lot longer. So if you're looking for performance, but you want to have that nostalgic feel, that Cool Water feel, Cool Water Intense is the way to go. Green Mandarin Orange, Coconut Water, and Amber. And this one has that familiar DNA, and yet it's got kind of a nice, more modern feel to it. And again, the performance is going to be there when you need it. And it's very inexpensive. This one is a 1.35 fluid ounce or 40 ml bottle. Very well worth it. Powerful little fragrance, and this Cool Water Intense goes a long way. Well guys, that's it for my 7 rack store cheapies. Super solid fragrances for the money that you're paying for them. If you've got any experience with these fragrances, please let me know what that is like. Let me know your opinion. And if you feel like there are some others out there that I missed, which I'm sure there are, there's definitely more than 7 sitting out there. Let me know what your thoughts are, what should have been included in this list, and what your cheapie list is. Now I've got a bonus fragrance for you guys that's sitting out there right now on rack store shelves, specifically TJ-Maxx, that you can pick up that I'm going to give away. So this one is from Joop, the House of Joop, which is a German designer house that creates a lot of really nice fragrances. Get a 40 ml bottle of Joop Wow Eau de Toilette fresh, absolutely free. All you got to do is enter to win, and what you have to do to enter to win. So make sure that you're subbed to my channel, because I think 58% or more of you guys that are watching me aren't subbed to my channel for whatever reason. I know it's hard to think of, but make sure you're subbed to my channel, like this video, and comment what your favorite Joop fragrance is. And then you will be entered to win Joop Wow Eau de Toilette Fresh. I really do appreciate you stopping by, checking out today's video, and as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.